most cruel sights you have ever seen cannot match the shock of this motion picture experience.
Scalpel slashing, arm twisting, axe hacking motorcycle maniacs.
From the depths of this unholy tomb,
Terror.
Hide if you can.
Together, the pair everyone is talking about.
Welcome to Terrible Delights.
Well, I am recording if you'd like to begin the process.
Me.
Right, get those scales in.
Yeah. All right. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Terrible Delights. I almost called it something different. Would have been wrong. I am Scott, joined as always by Bill.
Good evening.
And we are joined tonight by a special guest, Edward. You've been on this show before, right? Have you?
No, I've been on a few of you guys' other spin-offs, but not this one.
Yeah. Black and White Fright, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a couple times, I think, in Secret Underground Hideout.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, welcome to yet another show that we do.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to plug, Edward?
I'm a filmmaker, so if you want to check out my latest films, it'd be cool. I have two that just came out within the past 2 years. The latest one being a documentary film called In Search of All American Massacre, the Lost Texas Chainsaw film. And that is just what the title says. It's about a Lost Texas Chainsaw film that was supposed to come out in 2000, never came out. No one could get to the bottom of why it didn't. And we did our best to try and, enlighten the masses as to, what the film was, kind of give you the backstory of who was involved, what was involved in the filmmaking process, and kind of, that's available pretty much anywhere that you'd watch movies for the most part, besides Netflix. Everywhere else, it's on Apple TV and it's on Tubi and a bunch of other places. And then
I'm sorry, can you repeat what was the title of that one?
In Search of All American Massacre, the Lost Texas Chainsaw film.
All American Massacre. That's what I was missing.
Mm-hmm. And then the other one was it's called Rarity: Retro Video Game Collecting in the Modern Era, and it's about retro video game collectors today, people with amazing giant collections. We talk to people that have one of a kind items. One guy in the documentary has 300 games that are worth $30 million.
Jeez.
Yeah, so we go all around the world and talk to collectors all around the world, and we're working on part 2 of that right now because the entire process, we've been just getting all these amazing reviews from all these people, and they're asking when's part 2 coming out. We love the first one, so that's what we're working on right now.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, I definitely need to check out the Texas Chainsaw one. I read I don't know if you posted somewhere or someone posted it somewhere. I was reading about it and it sounded interesting. I'll have to check it out.
That's kind of fitting for this format too. It falls in line.
Sure.
So I was curious. Scott chose a movie this week. What's it called? I don't know if you said what it was called.
This week we are doing a 1974 film called Frightmare, not to be confused with a film from 1983, also called Frightmare.
It's nasty, isn't it?
How did he get in there?
I put him in there.
You won't tell anyone, will you, Eddie? It'll be our secret, won't it? You won't tell.
Why did you let them?
Which I almost confused until I asked which one I was watching.
Good call.
Definitely good call.
This one looked better than the other one. The other one looked atrocious.
Yeah, this is more of a, classic, maybe a bit strong, but I think it's considered by some to be kind of like a genre classic.
Yeah.
Was this seen by anyone?
I've never seen it. No.
Okay, me either. I don't know if you chose it based on seeing it in the past, Scott.
No, in fact, I don't really know much. P. Walker, I know of P. Walker, the gentleman who directed this. He did a bunch of movies that I kind of know of, but I've never seen. House of Whipcord. He did Schizo. He did House of Mortal Sin.
He had a string of movies with like a woman's name in the title. I noticed too, like 4 in a row.
Oh, is that right?
That means yeah. That's my contribution for the director.
He did a movie called Cool It, Carol, which sounds fun.
About a woman who wouldn't calm down.
He did do quite a few movies with the main actress, well, the elder actress in this movie, Sheila Keith, who was like a proper actress until the 70s when she kind of fell into these.
Can I give you my theory that I tell Edward my theory that I told you on the that's a Jeffrey Jones?
Yeah. Well, so I didn't know much really about this movie, but have you seen the poster for the movie?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's her holding like the drill, and I've seen that poster many times, many times. More so probably in the past 6 months as we kind of got this show together, doing a lot of research on Grindhouse movies and things like that. I always thought it was a dude. Always.
Yeah.
Up until
until
I picked this movie. It looked kind of like Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day, and I just kind of went with it. but no, just a nice old woman. So had never seen it. Have you ever heard of it, Bill?
No, not before you mentioned it.
It's a terrible name for this movie. I think it deserves really a better name than Frightmare.
Yeah, it doesn't really match anything that happens at all.
It's even worse. It's called Once Upon a Frightmare in some places. It's also called Cover Up, which I suppose is a better title, maybe, but it's kind of bland.
Yeah.
Could have something with the cannibal aspect or
just grandma's house.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, something like that.
Killer psychic.
So
really, it's
no
Tarot cards of death.
Hungry psychic.
My husband the coward.
Yeah, just like
I know we're gonna get to it being put away, and I'm like, I don't understand why. Why did he have to go where he went? What?
Well, he was complacent. He actually,
but he wasn't crazy.
I mean, he allowed all this stuff to happen. I guess
But he's not crazy. He goes to jail. He goes there. It makes much more sense.
Hey, Britain in the 70s, different time.
Yeah, to the 50s.
Oh, 50. Yeah, good point. Good point.
50s. All right. Well, we'll start this. I guess it starts off in black and white, so I was already very confused because the screenshots I had seen were not black and white. But starts off in black and white back in the 1950s. I kind of like the beginning. It's just the dude walking. A lot of long shots of him walking in England along the coast.
Yeah, that nice like boardwalk.
Yeah, like a little amusement park there. I don't know
off season.
Yeah, and he goes up to like a caravan, a wagon,
a trailer, or
it looks closed up to me. But he goes and knocks on the door, and door opens, and I don't remember his exact line, but it's something like "I must see you again."
Yeah,
kind of a thing. And he's let in, and he goes in, and then the next thing you know, he's no longer with us.
It was like a bunch of like just weird interior shots of this kind of like not well kept.
I like the display though, because it's him like sitting with his head kind of facing away from us, and then it just kind of turns to show that it's fucked up, but I don't know how because he's dead.
Yeah, you realize after the fact it was probably eaten, chewed. You don't know at the time.
I don't know. Yeah, I could quite figure it out. Does
or
she
I think it's like bludgeoned or
faces.
She must have had some serious strength. She was able to overcome people pretty easily.
Yeah,
I don't know. Well, she was younger then too, I suppose. Sprier.
Yeah, the amount of time it took in that last scene, like when she kills the lady and she's walking towards her, and she's just standing there waiting for her to get to her.
Yeah.
That was. I have a note about my thought on that. Was Let's see. My exact words were, "Why didn't the second victim bother to defend themselves in the least bit? They had ample opportunities.
Yeah.
They could have picked up any object in the room and thrown it at them.
It's movie magic.
Punches. Anything.
So we cut then to some shots of a court. You get the nice powder wig going on.
Yeah.
Right. And they're found guilty, her and her husband. You can't see them though. You kind of see a little bit of them from the back.
You get their hands, yeah.
Yeah, you get like
they're
kind of dirty shots over the shoulders, and then in the middle is the judge.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
shot. Yeah.
I'm curious. Is that like a technical term for that type of shot?
Yeah. It's called over the shoulder, but a dirty over the shoulder. So an over the shoulder typically is like that's where the camera would be placed, but you wouldn't see any of the person's body. It becomes a dirty over the shoulder when you actually see a piece of their shoulder or see a piece of their face in the shot.
Oh, I didn't.
But it's not their coverage; it's the other person who they're talking to or whatever.
The show is far classier already. A hint of testicle.
Yeah. Dirty. So the judge is like disgusted by this, and it's clear that the woman is like depraved and crazy. I don't think doesn't really go into the cannibal part.
No,
they'll spell it out
way later. Yeah,
but she's like depraved and crazy, and he abetted her. Therefore, fuck off, both of you, to the crazy house, which again doesn't make any sense to me.
And he's,
why he would
like, until you're better.
Well, until you're deemed like no longer a threat to society, kind of a.
Yeah, even though in the same breath he's like, I would have put you away for life otherwise.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm a 1950s judge, and my hands are tied.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So away they go, and then now we're in modern day, and this is where we meet Debbie, who's supposed to be 15. By the way,
yeah, that was when that was said. I was like,
yeah, I assumed maybe 17 because 18 was a drinking age. So I was like, okay, they're trying for 17.
No,
yeah, I thought she looked like 28.
They went all the way and tried for 15. They gambled and lost. they should have tried for 17. Wouldn't have been great, but would have been better. It's her with her like kind of like motorcycle gang wannabe boyfriend.
I was like Psychomania immediately.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
They wish.
Have you seen that, Edward?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it doesn't really. I guess it's not a huge plot point giveaway, but one of the bikers dies in that movie, and because they're a gang, they had to bury him in their own special way. So they bury him sitting upright on his motorcycle, like fully dressed.
Yeah,
like a mannequin.
But they don't dig deep enough.
Yep. So his head was like above the ground line. It made no sense.
It's amazing.
Perfect.
Check it out.
Yeah.
It's an amazing shot. So we have Debbie and her boyfriend. They're at like the disco, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Lots of dancing going on.
He's trouble too. Like at the door is just like, this is your final warning.
Oh yeah, like the owner of the place or whatever.
Yeah.
The music was kind of a letdown. I was a little bummed. I love a good soundtrack from about this time. It was kind of boring.
Yeah, there wasn't much of a overall soundtrack.
No. So I thought maybe the club, but no.
Well, you know what to do.
So I'm writing letters as we talk.
Yep.
So she goes up to get a drink, but she was only 15. And the bartender's like, nope.
Yeah, he wasn't like rude about it, but it's just
he's just like, you're not 18.
Yeah.
Bye. Yeah. All right. And she goes back to her boyfriend and says that he called her like a cheap tart.
Did you even say cheap? Just I know tart. I'm curious. I want to find out if tart is like an offensive term.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it just means like
very offensive.
Like a cheap lady is what it means.
Okay.
Yeah. You wouldn't call someone a tart as a compliment.
Yes. So here's
you look very much like a tart tonight. Delightful.
According to Google, offensive word for a woman who dresses or behaves in a way that suggests she wants to have sex with a lot of different people. Right. And then like as if it's to me, the next sentence is you look like a tart. Like it's Google's telling me that, so I'm offended now.
It's kind of like floozy, I think.
Yeah.
It's similar. Yeah.
Woman of loose morals.
Yes. So she says that the bartender called her a tart, which he did not, because we saw this scene, and he did not call her a tart. And the boyfriend's immediately like outraged that anyone dare call his 15-year-old girlfriend a tart.
Yeah.
And he's got to be what, 25? Probably something
At
like
least.
that.
Yeah.
So he goes over and he starts yelling at the bartenders like, "No, I didn't say that at all." And they're kind of like, well, whatevering it a little bit for the most part, right? And then they head out. They get kicked out.
Well, they get kicked out by. It's funny, like
The owner.
it's the owner, and like he brings his like 70-plus-year-old crew over to to scare these guys out of it, and it works.
Yeah.
It's like, Dad, come over here and help me get this guy out of here.
So they leave, and it's like nighttime, and they're kind of like waiting for the bartender, I guess. Or are they just hanging out? I couldn't quite figure that out. Are they actually waiting, or are they just bored?
I think they were waiting to get their revenge outside.
Okay. So here comes the bartender walking, and they beat the crap out of him in the
It goes on.
dark.
That's pretty prolonged beating.
Yeah, no, then he's pretty fucked up.
Is it rude to say that, considering this is Great Britain, that that bartender would have made a run for it and would have turned into like a Benny Hill chase scene?
You would have loved that.
I would have. You got a couple of bobbies in there. He would have like happened upon a woman sunbathing and interrupted it, and she would have started chasing him, shaking her fist at him.
He runs in one room, and she runs out the same room. Yeah.
Oh, you get the classic hallway crossing doors scene.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
missed opportunity.
It is a classic. So they beat the bejesus out of him, and then the cops are coming, so they take off. Were they trying to take off?
The old man comes out and he's like, "I'm getting the law."
That's
enough to like make them scatter.
When they literally just killed someone essentially over something he didn't even say, and even if he did say it, it was like not a horrible thing to say, really.
It wasn't just. It was like weapons. It was like biker chains and like metal. Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
Yeah. And it all started because of their 15-year-old tart wanted a drink.
And she was, you could tell she was like into the whole, like from the start. She's like, yeah. Kick his ass. Yeah, get him in, you go talk to him.
Well, so this is where it gets like, interesting, is they're all taken off and she's not out with them. She's still in the dark with the bar guy. The barman?
Yeah.
Bartender. That's the word I'm looking for.
There it is.
And they're calling for her, and then she finally comes out, but it's been like a minute longer. Her in there alone.
I noticed she was licking her fingers.
Was she?
No.
Oh, I don't know. She might have been. Maybe I missed it. And she's gonna walk home for some reason. So the boyfriend's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
He takes off and she goes home.
Doesn't
But
care, wants to get out of there.
you know something's up, right? Why is she delaying otherwise?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any
It's
sense.
suspicious.
Yeah. So she goes home, and this is where we're introduced to her sister. Which is
Well, yeah, I think it cuts to like the. Well, sister was like at a party at her friend's house, like a dinner party.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Yes, they were showing that, and their
I
sister
think
meets
that happens
that
before
dude.
the meeting. Oh, the
Is it
psychiatrist.
before or kind of during? I don't know.
I think it was before, and then we go back to the beating. I think that's how it worked out.
I don't remember.
Now here's another.
Is that Graham?
Graham, I also want to ask your opinion, both of you, on this. Graham, to me, he looked like a British combination of a young Kurt Russell and John Mulaney. You combine them.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say it because I just watched John Mulaney's special the other day. I was like, he looks like they could be related, and my wife agreed.
Yeah, the newest special.
New
Yeah,
special. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's literally just him talking about his drug addiction and getting over it. Yeah.
I'd laugh.
It's supposed to be funny, so there are parts where you kind of start to laugh, and then I just feel bad.
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
Why
I guess
you watched it?
You can talk about it.
You watched it, Bill, and found it hilarious.
I wasn't like on the floor in tears.
Yeah, almost died.
Well, I watched it right after I watched Louis C.K.'s new special, so like if I compared it to that, it would be like, yeah, I'm not watching a comedy special now. I'm watching a TED Talk on drugs.
Oh yeah.
Yikes.
Maybe
So,
you
yes.
should have watched Martyrs first and then watch that.
Yep.
So this is this is Jackie, right? That's the sister Jackie.
Yes.
And this is where she meets Graham at the dinner party, and he's like, "Perchance we can go out some evening, madam." And
Milady.
she agrees,
Yeah.
and then goes home. And Debbie comes in, or she comes in, like similar timing.
Yeah. Do you guys notice when Jackie's on her bed reading, waiting for her, that the creepy rabbit doll in the background
No.
next to her?
I didn't notice that.
It was the size of like a 5-year-old child, and had like the plastic face. And
No,
go back, and because it shows up
kind of
again
want
later. It's very unsettling.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
One second.
But
I'm here.
she-
One second.
And so she yells at Debbie for being like late because she's like her little sister.
Yeah, she's her legal guardian.
Yeah.
Because we learn here at this point we think their parents are dead, and she's taking guardianship of her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we learn she's somehow 15.
Yeah. I don't know. It
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Which I like how she quickly gets rid of her jacket. Doesn't want her to see something's wrong with her jacket.
I think it's blood on it.
Oh no, I'm saying
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't want you to know though.
Yeah.
She actually said, "Don't tell Scott."
It's unfair every time in these fucking movies. Just let me in.
Keep Scott out of it.
I just want to be included. And she says something though about like, well, where do you go every night? You disappear every night.
Yeah, and she doesn't have a comeback for that. She's like, "Oh shit," she knows.
Yeah, and Jackie's like, "Damn snap! I gotta go out. Be right back."
Yeah.
So she goes out. Jackie does go out in the middle of the night.
Yep.
And is that like a little cottage? Nice cottage.
Yeah, a little rundown, but a classic.
I live there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And there's a nice little old man there, and it's like, I don't know if it's going to be a jump scare or what, but she goes up to the fireplace, and the little hand reaches out, touches her, and I was like, "Ooh, it's an old man." And that's her dad, right? Who is Edmund. And the story is, so this is Edmund's daughter, but not his wife's daughter. This is
Right.
It's like it's her half child.
Yeah, we don't think we know it at this point, but we do find that out later.
You're right.
when
I'm just
things
introducing
start
it
coming
now,
out.
just because it'll make life easier later.
All right, don't yell about it.
All right, Jesus Christ, control it.
God.
So she has like a package with her too, which is kind of creepy.
Excuse me, it's a parcel.
A parcel, yes.
You got to
sorry.
speak the
Package
proper.
with twine.
Yep.
And he's talking about Dorothy, his wife, and that they should talk or something. I don't know. He's trying to say they be nice to Dorothy.
Yeah, but he's afraid that she's going to hear. He's super paranoid.
Yeah, super paranoid. They meet at this point, don't they? Dorothy does come out at this point.
Yeah, she comes out.
Yeah, so like she's an odd woman.
Is she talking about how she doesn't have any migraines anymore? She kept talking about
Her
migraines.
migraines, yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't know if that's like someone like saying like vitamins instead of vitamins. I wonder if that's a common.
Migraine is kind of common, yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, it's come up before in different things. Sometimes it's a song. I have a couple songs that have the word in it, and
Like from British bands?
yeah, it's always a little painful.
I hadn't heard that one before.
They say migraine.
It's like the first time you heard the word muesli.
Yeah,
Muesli?
There you go. Right. Yes.
Wait, what's
Not Muslix?
It's like it's like some kind of grain that they eat in like New Zealand and places like that. It made its way over here, but muesli. It's like instead of cereal in the morning, they have muesli.
Oh,
Mueslix, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Is that like the general terminology for like all cereals? Muesli?
No, it's like instead of cereal in the morning, they have like almost like a grain type of.
Oh, that's just what they eat. That's like their national breakfast food.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
didn't know
terrible.
that.
I've tried it.
So you taught us New Zealand cereal history and a type of shot in a movie that didn't know the
Perfect.
name of.
If I can give anything to this discussion, that's
And if you eat it on a plate, it's called eating dirty muesli.
Oh,
I'm just letting you know. So, all right. So, and nothing really happens here other than she thanks her for bringing the parcel. Thank you, Bill.
Which it left a red stain of some sort
It
on the
did.
table.
I would say that's probably blood.
Maybe.
What do I know?
Hey, that could have been a meatball sub at that point. We didn't know.
That's all it is. Just bring
Every
it a
time.
meatball sub every night.
Yeah.
Let's keep it around the straight and narrow.
Yeah, it's keeping it from going crazy.
Yeah. So she's supposed to be away for, I thought, 17 years.
I think they were recently released, it appears, right?
But I thought it was 17 years, I thought they said, but that wouldn't make sense if the daughter's 15.
I don't think they took any of that into consideration
Wow.
whatsoever.
That didn't even dawn on me till just now.
I'm right, though, right? They did say 17 years they went away, and then
Maybe she was pregnant for 18 months?
she is crazy, baby.
Yeah, so that would explain she would at least have been like a year older if she was born properly.
Yeah.
That's why she's only 15, but she looks older.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go.
That's good. Thank you for making sense of these things.
Oh, yes.
So yes, these are the shock and surprise, the same people we saw at the beginning in Black and White being sentenced. Like I said, again, he is the father of the older daughter, and they're both the parents of the kind of crazy 15-year-old daughter, the wild one, the tart.
She plays a good brat.
Oh, I think so. I think everyone actually was pretty good in this.
Yeah,
They played their roles pretty well.
I didn't really care for the Jackie's friends who don't really do much.
Yeah, I mean,
They're-
they did the best with what they had, I think.
I think they were necessary to set up Graham and her having some type of relationship, but
Yeah.
yeah.
That was about it.
Yeah. They could have gotten killed at least, something.
So I don't remember the exact order of things. Did I just watch this fucking thing?
I mean, nothing really happens again until the end of the movie anyway. It's just a bunch of conversations.
It is. I think.
Well, there are some things
because
happen.
Graham's a psychiatrist. He's starting to find out information, and he
he wants to talk to Debbie.
Well,
they
yeah,
date, and he wants to meet Debbie because Debbie's like out of control.
Yeah. But Jackie has to kind of like shorten the date because the father had called her at work. She's like, you have to come see this, and he shows her something in the trunk, and you don't see. You assume it's like a dead body or something.
Well,
but
it's something like it looked like a pig snout to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the big deal? It's okay. She can eat pigs.
Well, is that supposed to mean that she's not eating the things that they're bringing her?
I don't know. I couldn't quite figure that out. I thought it was a pig snout too, and then I'm like, is she like wearing like pig meat as clothes? Like what's wrong?
The dad is like frustratingly like vague about.
Kind of right. They don't spell it out at all.
You have to come out now. Like leave your job. Come talk to me.
Right.
Yeah. Then.
And then I'm not going to tell you what's in here. Just look. And then she doesn't say anything. She's just like, and then that's it.
And then come over later so we can talk more. Wait till you get here.
Yeah, let's talk in whispers later.
Yeah.
I don't know. And at some point, she gets a visitor to get a reading, a tarot card.
Yeah,
reading.
so she's kind of doing that without telling him. Like that's like a big no-no.
Yeah.
Because obviously we've learned that's how she's getting her victims.
Yeah.
Always
back in
conveniently someone who's lonely who doesn't have anyone else and they're not going to be missed.
Yeah.
They're more delicious.
Apparently. Yes, absolutely. Softens up the skin.
Yeah, nice and tender.
Yep. Sadness. So,
I think that she was Sheila Keith was this year really starting to see like she did okay as like a kindly what appears to be a kindly old confused woman, but when she started to show this like menace to her.
Like she's clearly not stable. I mean, she's off.
Yeah, as it goes along, it starts.
Even at the beginning, just the way she talks, she's kind of off. But
but you think at that point you may have had sympathy for her before she starts to really peel back those layers and you see how dark she is.
I don't know. I kind of had sympathy for her anyway. I think she's crazy. Can't help being crazy.
Well, I guess fine. You win. Are you mad at the husband then at least?
Yes, he's a fucking whispering enabler. He needs to stop it. So I mean, I suppose I was just reading the Wikipedia synopsis quick to see if maybe there was some insight into why he went to the crazy house too. And it was because, according to Wikipedia, anyways, that he faked having like a mental problem too, so he could go with her. Which I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, and I don't think they'd be in the same facility.
Right.
No,
Or
yeah.
that it's that easy to fake that you'd go away for decades. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
That's dedication right there.
We have any English listeners? Is that what it's like over there? Because I might not go.
Yeah.
It's that easy to be put away for 2 decades. So
They discovered that she has the tarot cards too. Like you don't know what happens to the woman that she's doing the reading for. Besides, there's a death card drawn in. You know, she's weirded out.
But it doesn't mean. I mean, death card doesn't mean death. She says that too, which is good.
Yeah.
It just means like a change.
Yeah, I know that the Edmund has Jackie come over. Is that the reason he has her come over later? Is because he found the deck of tarot cards?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so this was like the maddening scene.
Wait, does that
Edmund.
warrant an emergency visit? Calm down.
Yeah, in his mind, because that's probably the reason why she was killing so many people in the first place.
He's like, you can't do it with just one person. You absolutely can. Tarot card readers give themselves readings all the time.
Yeah.
Can absolutely be done by yourself.
I don't know.
Like, calm down. I mean, he's right, but he doesn't know that.
Yeah. I think it's funny how he seems to easily get a job as a chauffeur after. Yeah, I'm sure even back then you had to reveal, oh, by the way, I spent a number of years in an institution.
Now let me do this customer service job.
Yeah.
Direct customer service job where I'm only in close proximity with the customer.
Have you been in Ubers? There are people in Ubers that maybe shouldn't be driving.
Mm-hmm.
So
he turns on Jackie here. Like Jackie comes to like we found these cards.
I feel like really far ahead and missing shit, but maybe not.
Well, I think it's just you're still having at some point too. Debbie brings her boyfriend to. She has a car in a garage. And she shows him.
Yeah.
The bartender, who's clearly more has happened to him than just a beating.
Well, they show his severed head.
Was it a severed? I thought there was the body in this. The face was really messed up. That's what I.
Oh, I thought it was a severed head.
Edward, tiebreaker.
Yeah, I think it was a severed head.
Oh, come on.
And like an eye's missing and stuff.
I'm gonna go back and review that. Right, if I'm right, we're gonna have re-record the episode from start to finish.
It's fucked up though, and I like that the boyfriend's like horrified.
Yeah, but he's like, biker chain did that. No.
I mean, she's basically like rubbing her nipples, and he's just kind of like, fuck this, get me out of here.
Yeah, and he's like, he seems like he's like violent, but she's like, we have to get rid of the body. And he's like, I don't want to do that.
You're right. You're on your own. Tart and runs. So Debbie's clearly violent.
Yeah, she's showing signs of the family traits.
Exactly.
But you don't know her family traits yet.
No, not to full extent. I did want to get back to when Jackie visits and confronts Dorothy about the cards, and like she's getting upset, and then Edmund's just like, "Let's forget it ever happened." And Jackie's
he like turns on her too.
Oh yeah,
he like totally turns on her and basically blames her for accusing Dorothy of anything.
Yeah, I mean, and her whole deal is for how many years or a long time she's been bringing, organs or whatever from the butcher to resemble.
Yeah, it looked
body parts.
It looked like brains.
Yeah, we did get brains at one point.
Like brains.
Yeah.
Although I would imagine. I can't imagine people brains taste the same as other brains.
If you already have a sister who's like messed up from being in a convent, not an orphanage, for years, because the parent you lied and say, oh, your parents are dead. Like, I understand you maybe don't want to reveal when they're young that this is what they took part in. Yeah. But when they get old enough to understand, like, let's sit down and talk about this is what really happened. You're going to have to know this at some point instead of letting her believe that and just become this. I mean, would that have changed her behavior?
I mean, she's only 15 though.
That's still. I mean, you could have told her a little bit before then. I think when you hit double digits, you can at least start to say, your parents aren't really dead. They did some bad things.
Is that what you're going to tell your son the truth?
I'm going to tell I'll tell him all of that, but it won't. None of it will be true. I'll just tell him just to see what
Tell
happens.
this story. Yes, this story.
Yes.
Yeah. Your real mom's a cannibal.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm a chauffeur.
Yeah, no, I mean, maybe, yeah, they could have told her.
It could have been handled much differently, and Jackie shouldn't have been enabling. And she was just as much an enabler.
Yeah.
But Jackie's trying to protect her 15-year-old half sister. She doesn't have to do shit.
I mean, I guess there could have been other ways. They could have moved far away and just.
I will not have you shaming her.
Anyway, I'm entitled to my own thoughts and opinions on how this could have been handled.
No, this is the last episode of this show. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I don't. At some point around here, though, we find out that she's been going over there, right?
Debbie?
Debbie.
Yeah, because she. Well, they had to escape town because the police have been asking, but the bartender went missing. All they found was some blood, and what's his face? Graham has been talking to Debbie. He's been like seems to be getting somewhere.
Yeah,
and I know that Jackie finds Debbie's bloody jacket, and so she's told her that there was an assault and stuff. I took no part in it, so that gets the police more involved, and she has to confess that the body was in this car trunk, and they go find it. I didn't expect it to be there. I thought that would have been like, oh, Debbie lied to us for some reason, and the body's not there anymore, but it was there. So I was like, not let down. I was just like, oh, all right. I wasn't expecting it, because I guess the formula is always like when the police go to find something like that, and it's like a big clue. Nope. So
not this time
they showed me.
That's the surprise.
Yeah, but that gives Debbie, and it's so stupid. Like, Debbie, stay here by yourself. We'll be back. Don't leave a cop there outside the door. Come on.
We missed a great scene with the tarot card, by the way, where she.
Oh, the second one.
Yeah, that's
around here somewhere. Yeah, that is before.
When
Debbie gets
she gets the reading, and then she just attacks her with a fucking fireplace poker that's on fire.
Yeah, I think her whole, how she changes from kind of normal, she gets real dark.
What? Yeah, she gets pissed. Why does she get pissed? The woman says something, and she's just like, "Get out!"
Oh, I already paid you. I already paid you in full.
Oh yeah, because she's not about the money.
Yeah,
that's why. Yeah, she fucking loses it and stabs her right in the chest with a fucking fireplace poker that's on fire.
But okay,
well, I mean, it's saving time though, because it's also cooking her food.
I was smart. I didn't even think about that.
But I still don't get the lack of logic. I know this is just a movie and it's fiction, but I mean, say if that's any one of us, would you at least try to defend yourself in some way? You're going to be shocked at what's happening. I would do
that. My arms would go up to expose my belly more.
Can I give you another tidbit of information that's pretty crazy? So I did a movie at the asylum called "It's So Stupid," but it's Nazis at the Center of the Earth. And
I recall you telling us about that once before. Yes.
Yeah. So they basically they distribute to all these different countries, and they have all the stipulations when they're writing the script, of these countries, and they're supposed to keep it in mind. Now, those stipulations don't necessarily end up getting to the director. So if the director has any change of vision or something like that while they're shooting, he very well could cause there to have to be reshoots because it doesn't fit into what these countries have. Now, I know that there are Asian countries, so maybe there's European countries too, to where if you shoot either a murder scene or a rape scene or something like that, the victim is not allowed to fight back, or it goes against some kind of it will get an X rating.
Well,
so I feel like it should be the opposite.
Yeah. So in this film that I'm talking about, they had a really realistic a zombie raping this woman in a shower, and she's fighting off and screaming and pushing away, and literally they had to reshoot it to where she just kind of does the thing you see in old horror movies where they just accept the damage that's happening and just scream and go
power through it.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite. They figured you'd get the rating for that.
Yeah.
It's like far worse.
Yeah.
So like, if someone's getting killed, they can't find. I mean, not that. It's. I think the. Far worse in that
depending
scenario,
on the country and depending on whatever the rating board just says is obscene, I can definitely see that there's some places where, I mean, specifically with older movies too. Like it was a lot. Like even if you watch like the old zombie movie, like the Lucio Fulci Zombie. Whenever anybody's getting killed by a zombie, they're literally just like laying back essentially and letting themselves be disemboweled, and they're not ever fighting back and pushing, and so it doesn't seem as much of a realistic thing. I think they don't want it to seem realistic. They want it to seem more like this is something you're
more
watching.
Fictitious, that people will be more accepting of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
makes sense.
I get, yeah, but
I mean, it makes sense why it is what we see.
Yeah. But my guess is that she put her hands in her pockets and they got stuck. She couldn't get them out.
Oh, and then once she got heated up, and just everything fried into place.
That's right. Yeah.
But she's dead, I guess. From
no, she wasn't quite dead. This is when Edmund is locked out, and he's like, oh no. But then Dorothy's.
That's what he said for like 2 minutes. Just oh no,
oh my god. But Dorothy's like, she's not dead. She like beats her with the poker for several, and she has like blood in her face, and I guess she's eating her when she's still alive.
And she has another person held prisoner too.
What is it? Was it earlier that she reveals it's the prior customers was like hidden under some hand? She drills into her head.
Yeah. We missed that, which is fucking.
So is that
great scene?
Now, I'm curious, Edward. When you say like it picks up, is it when the first body is shown under the hair? Is it like this scene where this woman is killed with?
Yeah. I would say around like the 42 to 44 minute mark is when I was like, oh, this is a different movie than I thought it was going to be, because it was until then I felt like it felt really, really, really slow until the first or second murder happened. And I think that the drill one happens right at the halfway mark of the movie.
It's about right, yep. It's great. I mean, she's like the blood in the corner of her mouth.
Yeah, she's like, ha.
Yeah, she looks fucking nuts. She looks appropriately crazy, which is great. But yeah, the body goes under the hay, and that comes up later on because you have Debbie's boyfriend finds it.
Right, but Edmund's like after this murder, he like brings the body out, and he's just like, "Oh, how long you been doing it for?" And she's like, "Always," like tee hee about it, kinda.
Yeah,
like it never stopped.
Right,
like that place that
like
definitely
how
bodies. Yeah,
yeah. But I mean, to be fair, he's been enabling this. I don't know what he thought was happening.
Yeah,
or why giving her animal brains would be good.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, oh, you were on heroin? It's some Xanax.
Well, I guess you could logically say that's why. That is that a reason that he's committed? Because you wouldn't be quite right for her.
Yeah,
just allowing that to happen.
It wouldn't be quite right because he's been in a fucking mental institution for 2 decades and he wasn't crazy.
Well, that too, yeah.
Probably is crazy now.
That made him crazy, maybe. Do you think he always lived with the fear that he might get like killed and eaten if he didn't go along with things?
He's definitely afraid of her. I mean, you
Yeah.
can tell that just by the way he's just like, she did it
Yeah.
to his own daughter. Right?
Do we miss the scene where the guy who actually like beat him up with the bike chain, beat up the bartender, goes back to the car and he's like, hey, I didn't do this. Like this isn't. He wasn't like this when I left.
I don't know if we touched up on that quote exactly, but we did talk about that scene because I said something like he thought like a bike chain did that, like something along those lines. Yeah. How he didn't want. He was like all set with that, but he sticks around anyways to like get her out of town.
Yeah.
Which is I find that strange. Like he seems like a tame schoolboy compared to like what she has shown herself to be. He's like shit. But yeah, I don't know why he would continue after seeing that body and like what she's like casually like, oh, we need to get rid of it. We need to dump it somewhere. Get your friend's van down here, and he's like, no. No, thank you.
Right.
But yeah,
So-
this is. I think this is about the time that now Debbie is.
This is what Debbie
Shows
and
up.
takes her boyfriend to the house.
Yeah. So and
Alec is his name, by the way.
it's not explained. Not that I remember how Debbie's known the whole time. Has she been visiting her mother the whole time without Edmund knowing?
I don't know about the whole time, but
It seems like
Yeah.
it. There's like
Definitely
no
for-
surprise. Oh, Dorothy, oh, you're back. Hey.
yeah, I don't know. It
And-
doesn't really explain any of that.
And I'm guessing if Debbie's 15, then Dorothy gave birth to her when she was roughly 60.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know any of this, man. I don't know.
That's just my guess.
This is where stuff gets a little crazy right around now, because you have Debbie brings her boyfriend Alec there. I
liked his murder.
He finds the body though.
He sees a hand. And
Yeah.
You're talking about when he gets there in the night and he's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And he goes
Yeah. He's in the hay.
He goes in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
So he
but
gets this repeatedly the pitchfork. He gets struck repeatedly. He loses an eye.
yeah. It's a fucking mess.
Yeah.
And then you have a thing going on, and Jackie's trying to convince Graham, the doctor, to visit Dorothy because she's not doing well.
Right. Yeah. Because Graham, like his part of the story, he's gone and found out the history. He's gone back to the asylum where they were. He talked to the guy in charge there, and he gave him the history about how she was a cannibal, and how the husband. He even says like the husband Edmund kept pretending to be crazy to stay in with her. Apparently, it worked. So that's it. Yeah. So he
goes to
eventually
talk to her.
Well, yeah. He tells Jackie, let me. Well, at first she's like, "Oh, it's too late. You can't go tonight." And he's like, "Actually, I will." It's like ready to get. I'm going in the middle of the night alone to a known cannibal's house. It's going to be fine.
I'm going there because she's clearly agitated.
Yeah.
Someone needs to talk to her.
Yeah. I'm young and looking. I look tasty.
Yeah.
It's interesting though that seems to actually have a gift though. Like when Graham goes, like she knows exactly who he is, what he is.
Yeah. I mean,
I thought that was interesting that they added that to it. Like she could have been like a successful tarot card reader if she wasn't cannibal and that they eat people.
Debbie probably told her stuff about him.
But she seemed surprised when he showed up. Like she didn't seem to know until she was hidden away upstairs and she could hear him through the ceiling.
Yeah.
So it seemed like Dorothy just actually had, something extra, I think.
At some point during all this too, by the way, and Graham's gonna be killed in a moment. But at some point during all of this, there's a conversation between Edmund, Dorothy, and Debbie, where Debbie's saying there's only one person left we have to kill.
Oh yeah.
And that's Jackie. Which is fucking awful.
Yeah.
And Edmund's like, no. Please.
I don't remember. How does Graham die?
I don't think we get an on-screen death for him.
Yeah, we just see him like all like on an altar or something. After he's already been killed.
Yeah.
All right, good. It's one of those where did I doze off for a second? Okay, good.
Yes, you did. You had a 5-minute death scene, Scott.
God damn it. Jackie shows up now and she's with her dad, right? And that's where he has a conversation. There's like, well, we've kind of talked about it, and we kind of like Debbie more than you.
Well, he says that, but then he's like, under his breath, he's like, you got to get out of here.
Yeah. Well, he knows they're going to fucking kill and eat her.
Yeah, but I think he literally could have said that, like, just leave, you're going to get killed. He's like saying, please go, but I think he needed to be like very blunt. Like, if you don't go now, you are going to die.
He's a meek whisperer. That's all he is.
A meat whisperer. That could have been the name of the movie.
The meek whisperer. Yes.
Meat whisperer.
So she goes off, like, she's kind of like, fuck you. And she goes looking for Graham. She knows that Graham came over.
Well, she knows that Debbie called her. That's the reason she went in the first place, is Debbie called her to get her over there. Because she had run away and no one knew where she was.
Right. But she finds Dorothy and Debbie with Graham.
Yeah, they're having a little snack.
little midnight snack.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't really,
And you could you knew too that Edmund was, you put in his place because he had been struck or hit because the lights were off, and she puts him on, and he's like, "Don't look at me," because he had like the bruise in his face.
Yeah.
So he was
that's
like
right.
beaten into submission. Like he was probably, my guess, he was like, "No, don't have Jackie come." They're like, "We're doing it." Whump.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
As
I
you say,
forgot.
yeah.
I forgot that he had that huge wealth.
Yeah. Because when
bruise on
Jackie
his
goes
face.
in, he closes the door, so he's blocking the way out.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And
Then the
he's-
weird freeze frame.
It was. I mean, the whole thing too. Like, I was half expecting something else to happen where she was going to escape. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised that it had like a very grim ending, though. Like,
Yeah, I love it though because you get a repeat of the judge
Oh, the voiceover.
from the beginning reading their sentence,
Yeah.
like how they're crazy and blah blah blah.
Yep.
I don't know. I kind of like that, but yeah, the dog says Jackie's gonna get eaten.
Yeah, she is.
Yep.
And that's it. The end.
Yeah, it's
But,
weird that freeze frames on the dad's face too, not Jackie's.
Nope.
It's like I don't know, probably showing like he's why it will continue. He could stop it right here, but he is not.
Yep.
He's like too wimpy. He will not stop it.
He's the reason it was going in the first place. It could have stopped years ago.
Right. And now it's worse because now his
Wouldn't-
daughter's doing it too.
I mean, he could have just gone to regular prison, really. He should have.
Yeah.
He's an accessory to murder. At least
I
one.
said this at the beginning of the episode.
I wasn't here.
You motherfucker,
It
how
was
dare you?
pre-recorded myself agreeing
How?
with things.
How dare you?
It's AI Bill.
That's right.
So that is 1974's Frightmare by Pete Walker. I do like to plug if it's available on Blu-ray, and it is. Redemption Films put it out. It's part of the Pete Walker collection, and also on its own. So,
Where did you guys watch it?
Scott's Plex.
I found it on the internet.
I just watched it on YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
Full movie, yeah.
For anyone kills me, fuck you. I buy enough stuff. So, anyways, so that was Frightmare. So, Edward, much like every show we do, we rate things because we enjoy that.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being garbage and 10 being amazing. Would you like to give your thoughts and rating?
I would probably give a 4 out of 10. It's very hard for if I was born in the 70s and those are the movies that I grew up with, I could see like probably liking it, probably giving it a higher rating. But I feel like it's very hard to get a 70s movie with the perfect pace. There are a few with a perfect pace. This is not one of them. This, I feel like there's too much supplemental, just like talking in one room between, Jackie and somebody else. And the few scenes are the payoff scenes of the mother, killing somebody. It's not a long movie. I think it's like an 80-something minute movie, but it feels like a 2.5-hour movie. Because of just how slow everything moves. Even the conversations, I feel like there's a lot of lingering in between sentences and stuff. So it's literally like lulling you to sleep while you're, just listening to these people talk back and forth. I do like the gore. I do like I like the fire poker scene was probably a little ahead of its time. But if I have to like compare it to movies of the time, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I mean, I'd watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre every single time over this, no matter what.
Yeah, well, this I guess got compared to that sometimes, which is
strange.
Kind of see elements of
time frame, I suppose.
it. Cannibalism.
And this is English versus American, so you have to compare it to something. And slasher movies aren't a thing yet.
Mm-hmm.
This
You
was
know, the
rated
same
X,
year,
though,
too.
which is crazy to me. Over there, and this was a video nasty as well. There really isn't that much. I mean, there's some gore. There's a little bit, but it's not like crazy. It's not like blood spurting everywhere and limbs flying.
Well, I heard that the DVD and Blu-ray version is apparently different than the version that you see on like online and stuff, and different than the original version that was released. Apparently, the original version that was released just had like some gore and stuff cut out of it, and then that's been put back into the physical media releases.
That's interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm hoping what we watched was the goriest version. I'm also a 4 on this one. I feel similar that there was a lot of it's like dialogue heavy at the start, and I know why they had to do it. They have to establish a story. I mean, I didn't mind so much that Graham had was finding out about things to really establish the whys and like Debbie's behavior. I mean, that made sense. I think I have trouble with not just older movies, but older British movies. I don't know if it's just like the I'm used to like I find it more appealing in like old black and white movies for some reason. It's not that I don't hate it by any means, but when it did get going, like when the murders started taking place on screen, and when I found out she was a cannibal, and then I was like, okay, this is a lot better. And I thought Sheila Keith was really great in her role, how she transformed from the start of you think she's this frail old woman who couldn't harm a fly. By the end, she's single-handedly like murdering able-bodied youngsters and hiding them in under the hay, and just like going in like taking bites when she wants and leaving them for later. It's all gross. I like the fire poker scene. I like the pitchfork scene too, just because of how long it goes on and how it's not just you're getting me. It's like she got the face and so the eye is gone and he's
definitely like a couple of extra stabs.
Oh yeah, and I thought it was really good, but I did like. I don't know if you call it a twist. How like Debbie was all along, and she's that she's really. I mean, they don't show her like she's not covered in blood. She's not eating on camera, but she's living that lifestyle too. So, and I think when a movie gets you to feel like kind of frustrated about something, I think that's like it does a good job at that because. Yeah, the Edmund Yates character, you really like to just like grab him by the collar and shake him.
Yeah. There's a modern movie that gives you kind of the same feeling, and I definitely got the same feeling because I just watched it recently. It was called Speak No Evil, and not to give the whole plot away, but basically, it's similar in the vein that these parents could basically if they've just fought back even a little bit. They could stop her daughter from being like abducted from these fucking crazy child murdering killers and child traffickers or whatever. But they literally just like give up at one point in the movie and are just letting everything happen, watching everything happen because they just are too scared or like frozen to stop it. So,
man, with your kid though.
Yeah. And the last like 15 minutes of the movie is just them kind of, this is our fate now. Even to the point where they're like, you guys are going to strip and go down to the bottom of this hill, and we're going to throw giant boulders down on you until you're dead. And they just, all right, well, our daughter's already taken, so let's just do this. Let's not fight back, even though it's just one man and one female, and we're one man and one female. We're not going to fight back.
Wow. So do they actually die by nude boulder?
Oh yeah, and that's what's frustrating about it. Like it's a similarly bleak ending where like it just you see them like not only just get hit with the boulders, but like at one point like one of the heads get crushed by a boulder.
Oh.
And the whole movie it's just like it's like one upsetting thing after another that's happening that each one of the things would make a normal person like leave. But because they're so passive and just so meek, they just like go along with it.
Oh. So it's a big downer, really.
Yeah. And it definitely is one of those movies. Both me and my wife said like literally weeks after you'll just feel dirty, and it's not even like necessarily like a gory film in any way, but essentially the plot is these people go to Rome. On vacation, they stay at a place like a nice like small hotel, and they meet this other family who's from another country. So the people are Danish, and they're going to meet these people that are German. and stay at their house. They're like, oh, if you ever want to go to Germany, it's beautiful or whatever, or wherever it is. I don't know if it's Germany, but they're like, you can stay with us 100% for free. And they have a little boy, and they have the family who we follow has a little girl. And long story short, a lot of fucked up stuff starts happening in the house to where any parent would be like, okay, we're out of here. But they kept trying to rationalize to why they need to stay and, make bad decisions as to like, oh, we're lost now. Even though we're running from these people, they're the only people that can give us a ride back into town because they'll know where we are or something. So the wife calls these people that her husband is clearly, because the husband's keeping everything secret from the wife because it's so horrible, what he saw. There's a big reveal in the movie. He saw it, but he doesn't tell his family. And the wife just doesn't take his word for it. We need to get out of here. She's like, this is stupid. I'm going to call these people to come pick us up or whatever. So a lot of stuff like that.
Shame on them.
Yeah.
For shame.
If you want to feel bad for 2 or 3 weeks, watch Speak No Evil.
Oh, all right. If I ever start feeling too happy, I'll do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I might avoid that one. No offense. I'm sorry, Bill. You gave it a 4?
Yes. 4.
I liked it more than both of you, I think. Overall, I mean, not the best. I do like a lot of the Hammer films from this time, so the pacing doesn't really bother me so much. And it was kind of more of a psychological suspense movie for a lot of it, which is I kind of liked the mixing of that kind of drama. And then when there would be violence, it would be a little more over the top.
Oh, I'm sure shocking for the time.
Almost maybe not quite as not as bloody as a Herschel Gordon Lewis movie by any stretch, but kind of like the polite English equivalent of, more blood than you'd expect to see. Because this movie has that feel where it's like a proper movie, and it's not like a cheap slasher movie or it's not made to shock in that way, but it's, what I'm saying? It's more kind of put together. I thought the actors were all pretty good and
more polished.
Kind of. And
yeah, than a typical, I hear what you said. For the typical Grindhouse, there was a lot, it was more polished than a typical Grindhouse.
Yeah. And it just had a more detailed plot. That kind of around. I think the characters were built up more, and I thought she was great. I thought everyone in it actually was fine. Sheila Keith, who played Dorothy, was great. I loved that kind of switch turn of a dotty old woman into a homicidal maniac.
Yeah.
And as much as I hate the character of Edmund, he was really good at being this kind of I don't know, kind of wimpy dude that's probably afraid his wife's going to eat his face. So I kind of liked all of that. It does have some slow parts. It certainly starts off awesome with the bikers beating the shit out of the bartender. And then it does go pretty quiet for a while. So, I mean, it kind of knocked it down a little bit for me, but I'm going to give it a 5.
All right.
Say, I'd watch this again someday.
And for a Grindhouse movie, I do feel like there wasn't ever a part in the movie where I was like, they did this to save money.
No, and actually, if anything, this has made me more interested in checking out maybe some other Pete Walker movies. Because his subjects are fucking interesting for sure. House of Mortal Sins about a fucking crazy priest who punishes parishioners who sin. Yeah, I mean that sounds kind of awesome, right?
Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah, House of Whipcord's kind of fucked up, and Sheila Keith's in almost all of these. So
always a cannibal.
Wonder if they had some kind of relationship.
No, it looked like they just worked well together. And she was actually a working actress, and then fell into this. But then you look at some of the Hammer movies of the 70s. They started getting a little gorier and stuff, but you still had Peter Cushing still doing them, and you still had big names that didn't really have to go the more shocking movie route. But they did. But they took them seriously. Like they were still giving it their all, right, when they were acting.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I liked in this is her character literally fucking drills someone on screen, but she's still giving it like her all as an actress. And I thought that was kind of great.
Yeah, she's the highlight. Yeah, for sure.
What do we got up next there, Bill?
Oh, Devil's Express is next week.
Devil's Express.
I don't have a synopsis, but I remember it's part like a crime action movie, but there's also like subway demons that have to be fought with kung fu or martial arts.
Yeah, this is one with the poster with the creature from the Black Lagoon coming out of a sewer pipe.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So,
yes.
And what's is it Tanzania Warhawk? Is that the?
Oh, the guy's name is Warhawk Tanzania.
Tanzania, Warhawk Tanzania.
Tanzania.
Yes. So that alone, is
right.
reason enough. So,
I forgot.
Yeah, it seems like it's like an action horror hybrid of sorts.
Yeah.
So hopefully it lives up to the poster.
I
know it's gonna be no raw force.
He plays
Raw
Luke
Force?
Curtis.
I haven't. No, that's why I had said like let's watch Raw Force.
Yeah.
And you were like, no, let's do Frightmare.
Well, I know you said you tend to lean towards horror, but I mean, Raw Force, I'd say didn't live up to my expectations. It was still all right. It was a clunky early '80s action movie, but it was goofier than I thought it would be. It was still fun enough. Would you agree, Scott?
Yeah, I don't remember what I rated it. It wasn't super high, but it was
It
okay.
was not super high, no.
Yeah, it was all right.
All right.
It was it was kind of boring.
Well, thanks, Edward. Hopefully you can come back sometime. I'll send you future movies if anything piques your interest.
Thanks, man.
And I appreciate you coming on, and I always admire your collection in the background there.
Yeah, it's a mess right now, but thank you. I appreciate it.
It's
some of the Ninja Turtles in the display are some of the ones that you gave me. So
hey, all right.
Yeah.
Well, they made it to the big time.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Well, if you listened, thanks and good evening.
We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys.